Hey guys, Lonely Vampire 3 here, and today I'm back to do another reaction. Now, Christian Miracle has uploaded his 2005 Royal Rumble sins, and considering the fact that you've been sending recent Royal Rumble sins in 2017 and 18, it's really not that difficult for him to find an event that is really easy to send, since that he's pretty much accomplished most of the Royal Rumble sins of the 2010s in the late 2000s. So, my opinion on the Royal Rumble 2005, it was a good pay-per-view, even though that this was to the point where the reign of terror of Triple H almost ruined Randy Orton's career, and most of the ideas that they have, like possibly the casket match, were literally, well, I guess maybe poorly executed or something. But overall, I think that it's still decent. It's still one of the Royal Rumble's underrated pay-per-views. I mean, considering the fact that Christian Miracle has seen almost one of the most popular ones, it's really difficult to him to find some kind of gems in the Royal Rumble sins. I mean, the only thing he needs to do in the following years, if he is going to continue, is to find Royal Rumble sins in the 1990s. Like the 1999 one. So anyway, let's see what he has for this Royal Rumble. Since that this Royal Rumble is pretty much an okay, decent Rumble, while the next year's Royal Rumble is kind of like that, but the Royal Rumble isn't in the main event, which is actually pretty much the only thing that he's going to give a sin total of how many sins he's going to add. Sins all over the place, okay.
The slowest 5-second countdown I have ever seen. And if we're doing this just to be dramatic, mission accomplished. Over dramatic, mission also accomplished. Only thing I gotta say about this is, what the hell am I watching?
So do I. Maybe the back street, that the city that they're in, they're doing some kind of thing.
Superstars from each brand would only be in the ring at the same time if there are no eliminations prior to number 30's entry. Also, I wonder how that would look if there were no eliminations in a Royal Rumble match until number 30 entered. Anyone else want to see that? Some of these wrestlers in the promo are not even going to be competing in the Royal Rumble match, like Triple H and JBL, since they are the two world champions going into this event.
I mean, they'll just to be on the poster, I think.
SmackDown and PlayStation 2. Wait, PlayStation 2 is a brand at WWE?
Wow!
The PS2 brand.
Great!
I know that the Raw commentary team is usually on the stage, but I never understood why they are on the stage at the pay-per-views.
I don't know, it's just probably Raw's new style in the Ruthless Aggression era, I think.
The fans selected Shawn Michaels to wrestle for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship instead of Edge at Taboo Tuesday, this feud exists? Meh, I've seen worse. Pre-match assault. Has won every championship available to an athlete. Well, except for the women's championship.
Obviously, but that doesn't count.
He just said athlete. That's the way you win this match, Shawn. Well, he still can win the match by countout. So yes, throwing Edge out of the ring and letting him be counted out is a way Shawn Michaels could win the match. Why did Shawn hesitate before punching Edge? That is likely what allowed Edge to recover and hit back. Rather than counting out Shawn, the referee's wasting his time yelling at Edge, who's not even doing anything. Do your job and count out Shawn.
Yeah.
Well, damn, that Hurricane Rana counter into the powerbomb was perfectly
timed.
Here's the first sin-off of this video.
Copyright infringement.
And now I got the weird image in my head of WWE promoting shampoo.
No, it wasn't. Really?
Not a super kick. Get your facts right, Jerry. First of all, Edge is staying focused as he is in control of Shawn. And secondly, quit your cheerleading. Meanwhile, over on this side of the arena, Jerry Lawler would be great at Cinema Sins 2 expansion. Rather than doing his 5 count, the referee just hangs out on the apron doing anything but counting. While I don't condone Edge walking out during this match, in some ways I understand it. Edge is, after all, scheduled to
Yeah,
participate
no
in the Royal
duh.
Rumble match later, where he wrestles for another 40
Yeah.
minutes. But still, walking out in the middle of a match.
Heh.
They gotta be careful they're not counted out here. Not to worry, JR. This referee doesn't realize that he's supposed to be counting these two out anyway, so Shawn and Edge can take their time. You like it when I tickle your chin? Look at this! I love this! That's not how you tune up the
Wow.
brand. You're not even in the correct position for a super kick. If we're gonna infringe copyright, at least do it right. Here's some sweet chin music. Does that seriously look like sweet chin
Wow,
music to you,
Joey
Jerry?
Lawler
Even
just
before Edge
botched
went
it
for the
up
spear, we all knew he
completely.
wasn't hitting sweet chin music on Shawn. Bad Edge, your nipples must suffer. He was trying to tap and the rope happened to be there. What? Also, excuses.
Oh my god.
By pulling down Shawn's pants and exposing his butt to the crowd, Edge is disgusting. Thank God they weren't facing the other way. Victory by means of grasping the ropes for leverage is always a sin.
Obviously.
What a coincidence that the first two wrestlers to draw their numbers from the Royal Rumble match Tumblr are literally the guys who draw numbers 1 and 30.
Wow.
Eric, I can't hear you. Speak up. Oh my God! Woo! Just by being excited like that, Ric Flair just spoiled the fact that he's entered at number 30 tonight. Little too energetic. Classic lying, cheating, and stealing from Eddie Guerrero.
I hear you don't like caskets.
What guy does like caskets? You know, the ones that are not Kane and The Undertaker.
Yeah, I don't know.
Think of a match quite as disturbing.
So Michael Cole believes that a casket match is much more disturbing than Hell in a Cell, Buried Alive, or Inferno matches? All it's about is placing your opponent in a casket and shutting the lid. That's it.
Buried Alive
And I'll tell you what,
makes sense to
No
me.
offense, but having the commentators talk while The Undertaker's druids are making their entrance takes away the eeriness of it. There are just some times where commentators need to shut up. This is one of them. Wait a minute, The Undertaker's druids make their entrance just to have Heidenreich make his entrance first? Since he has a fear of caskets, wouldn't it make more sense for him to come out first and then have the druids bring the casket to the ringside area?
but I am deathly afraid of that casket.
Honestly, Heidenreich shouldn't have mentioned his fear of caskets. Revealing your fear to The Undertaker doesn't exactly help in your situation. What person actually reveals their weakness to their opponent? Especially if that opponent is the freaking Undertaker.
God, I almost feel for the guy.
How can you feel bad for a guy who threw Undertaker in a hearse, lit it with gasoline, and then blew it up with him inside?
Especially
Just because
they
he has
use a
fear of
car to
caskets?
crash into a thing in No Mercy
Michael Cole just
2004.
stated that this match had
Yeah.
no rules and then proceeded to explain the rules. Sure, The Undertaker's gonna quit going on the attack just because you said stop it. That's totally gonna
Oh my
work.
god.
Probably into the midsection.
Haha, Heidenreich's leg slipped from your grasp. Second match in a row where somebody tries to walk away from the match. Only difference is you can't get counted out in a casket match, so Heidenreich is basically fucked. Monologuing is a villain's greatest weakness, and when you're facing The Undertaker in a match involving caskets, which you're deathly afraid of, is taunting really a good idea?
He's from Raw. This is a SmackDown issue.
Thank you for clarifying the irrelevant fact about Snitsky being part of Monday Night Raw. We're at the Royal Rumble. It's a co-branded pay-per-view. Raw wrestlers are not exactly banned from getting involved
Yeah,
in
that
SmackDown
makes
matches.
sense. Kind of. I mean,
You clearly saw Snitsky and Heidenreich talking backstage
Wow.
before this match. Why the hell are you shocked that Snitsky is interfering? It'd be a shocker if he didn't show up. Holy shit, that was scary and awesome the way Kane was in the casket
yeah,
the whole
great.
time. Although I wonder, what would have happened if the casket was opened earlier? Would Kane be like, oh, well, this is awkward.
And then he also
Well, even if
messed
this
up.
match was a traditional wrestling match,
Or the
Kane and
Goods
Snitsky
messed
could
up.
fight all they want, considering they are not participants in this match.
Wait a minute.
Earlier, Heidenreich was cautiously pushing the casket and releasing with every push due to his fear. But now he has no problem holding on to it just so he can smash The Undertaker's face in. He's been throwing his fear out the window and back in like a boomerang throughout the match. I would have honestly removed a sin if Heidenreich randomly gave The Undertaker a high five during this moment. That would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
He's gonna decapitate him.
No, he's not. How can The Undertaker decapitate Heidenreich when it's his lower back
I
that's
kind
about to
of
be
like how he
sandwiched?
sends Ruthless Aggression pay-per-view as well.
Michael,
It
you're
doesn't
an idiot.
have
That was clearly
PG
Heidenreich
stuff.
who planted The
It's
Undertaker,
really
not the
unique.
other way around.
Sad that
There's
he's not
two
going to
sins.
do a
Heidenreich
lot
is a dumbass.
because
The
of
Undertaker
major
wins the
stuff.
casket match despite the fact that the casket is still technically open, as you can see right there. The rules state that the lid has to be completely closed, and this lid is not completely closed. Screw job.
Huh?
What are they, Holmes?
Yep. How did Teddy Long know that Eddie Guerrero even stole Ric Flair's wallet? We knew he stole Rick's Royal Rumble number, but his wallet too? I think the biggest mystery is how Teddy knew Eddie stole the wallet before Rick did.
And I'll come right back. Now.
Well, this basically confirms that these two will be facing
Yeah.
off in the main event of WrestleMania this year.
I could beat you at a rap competition any day of the week.
Why would you say this? Now you're just gonna humiliate yourself before you even compete in the Rumble match later. All Christian is missing is a kazoo and Edge.
Yeah. Willie.
I don't understand why.
Yeah,
the
Willie,
reason
why
that
are you
Kurt Angle's
mentioning
a
that?
former WWE champion, but doesn't do that for any other wrestler who is a former WWE champion. Also, why is Kurt straps down when he enters the ring, but then he puts them back on before the match starts? Did he have a hard time debating about whether or not he should keep the straps down prior to entering the arena or something? Skip!
The 7-foot, 470-pound.
That's the second time in 40 seconds that Michael mentioned the Big Show being 7 foot and 470 pounds. We get it already. No need to repeat yourself.
He's hanging out at ringside.
Well, that's because Kurt may just be the smartest guy in this match by letting JBL and the Big Show fight each other.
And a right hand.
This just proves that JBL is apparently immune to the Big Show's knockout punch. I know that the knockout punch doesn't become a thing until years later, but even before it became a thing, JBL taking a punch from freaking Big Show and simply stumbling isn't that believable if you ask me.
JBL.
Kurt blocked his face from hitting the stairs, his head never connected even with his arms, and yet that incapacitates him. WWE logic, am I right? Spanish announce tables to your left, Show. Kurt is addicted to the Big Shows. Go home, Show. You're drunk.
I think it's been a long time since he said that.
JBL was watching Show get to his feet the whole time and could have easily moved out of the way, letting Kurt take the hit instead.
You gotta hit Big Show. You gotta wonder.
The Big Show clearly kicked out of that last pinfall, and yet JBL thinks he won. This has probably been the most common thing to say about JBL. He's a dumbass. Gosh darn it, we missed Kurt attacking Show with a chair just to see JBL getting checked on. The referee gets knocked down at the crucial point in the match, cliche.
He stole another damn title match.
Are you fucking serious?
Willie.
JBL hits a clothesline from hell to win, and you qualify that
Oh
as
my
stealing
God.
the victory? Good lord, you're a stupid dumbass. That's fair game.
Evolution is banned from ringside.
What a coincidence that Eric Bischoff makes that announcement at the very moment Dave Bautista has drawn his
Yeah.
Forrest Eugene Gump. And now, for some reason, I want to watch Forrest Gump, one of the greatest movies of all time. I'll see you guys in 2.5 hours.
One-on-one main event.
The World Heavyweight Championship match between Triple H and Randy Orton is not the main event
Jeez.
because we still have the Royal Rumble match afterward.
I brought you into this, and I will take you.
I created you, and now I will destroy you, cliche. One of the many reasons why having an apprentice is not a good idea most of the time. Eventually, the apprentice turns on the master, or the master becomes jealous of the apprentice's skill. And the fact that you can see the silhouette of Randy Orton behind Hunter in the darkness makes his presence eerie and foreshadows the deadly snake he later becomes.
Yeah,
Every day is
especially
Triple H Day
the
inspires
rivalry
creation of Rusev
at
Day 12
WrestleMania
years later.
25.
Referee scans the wrestlers for weapons in this match, but not any of the
Really?
other matches that had rules. Still irritates me to this day. Either do that for all traditional wrestling matches or don't do it at all. Wow. fast count
Wow.
push. The match just started. and this referee
Favoritism.
obviously wants Hunter to lose.
Oh man, there he is.
Jim Ross says there he is, as if he scanned the camera for a sign of Randy, when Randy wasn't even hiding at all. Or did his monitor go out briefly? Either way, sin. Picture perfect and
Yeah.
awesome. Wouldn't you
Sad
agree?
that he won't be able to do that anymore since he's getting older.
Wait, what? The referee has to be careful that he doesn't get disqualified? Since when was the referee actually a participant in this world title match? I'm so confused.
Oh my God.
There's a lot of
Ooh.
foreshadowing moments throughout WWE history, and even this event alone foreshadows Randy's collarbone fade in 2008 with that same counter. It's quite scary.
Yeah,
if you ask me.
especially the weights that he
Come on, shut
landed.
up. Hunter unintentionally about to give himself some concussions. You may want to stop hitting your head off the mat. What are they doing now? Measuring the height of their arms? Hunter wins in that exchange now that I mention it. Hunter begging for mercy.
That was a cerebral move.
Wah, wah.
I'll tell you that right now.
Honestly, Randy no-sold his leg injury because if he wasn't, then he wouldn't have been able to even balance himself on the top rope, let alone leap off of it. Hunter making a huge mistake by locking the arms for the pedigree and proceeding to taunt the crowd instead of connecting.
Really?
Bad idea.
Oh my God.
The force is strong with that right hand from Randy. Aw, he's giving Hunter a hug. That's nice of Randy. How about instead of warning Randy that you're about to count him out, you actually count him out? It's not so difficult to do that. And another referee knockdown, cliche sin. Except this one got sandwiched compared to the
Yeah.
other one. Also, the remaining 5 minutes of this match is Randy hardly able to move around because of a possible concussion. Kinda sad if you think about it.
This is gonna be perfect.
Rumble number theft. At least when Eddie Guerrero did it to Ric Flair earlier, it was funny. In this case,
Yeah,
it's not.
Willie.
Also, next time, don't brag about being in the Royal Rumble match and tossing your number in the air, dumbass. Also, this is somehow legal.
Willie.
This entire celebration of JBL's victory. We don't care about him getting drowned in so much champagne.
Yeah, just because his championship reign was long,
Last year, Eddie
this is
Guerrero was in a match
unnecessary.
against Kurt Angle at WrestleMania, but that was not the main event because Chris Benoit took on Triple H and Shawn Michaels in the main event of that year's Mania. Skip again. That's the second time WWE is showing on PlayStation 2. The Royal Rumble match has begun, and Eddie is hanging out outside the ring for whatever reason. That may or may not be a good strategy because while you can avoid your opponent in the ring, you're also prone to whoever's coming out next.
Only one man can win this thing.
There we go again, with the commentators annoyingly reminding us of the rules we already know about the Royal Rumble match.
Gonna win the Royal Rumble. Let me tell you something, Joe.
Daniel Pewter enters the Royal Rumble match, all just a slip out. I swear, if this happens for every entrant going forward, it'll be a sin for each one. Hopefully that doesn't happen.
I just wanted everybody to know tonight.
Don't care. Skip!
I think you're right. I mean, I don't think people.
Rather than simply eliminating Daniel, Chris and Eddie decides to double team him for a
Yeah.
while, not realizing that the longer the wrestlers last, the more wrestlers enter, the bigger the ring gets, the
Yeah,
more difficult
big
it is to
time.
win.
And there's every man for himself. Get over that.
And I don't understand why I randomly remarked it once again. I think I'm trying to set the Rumble record for most times a commentator unknowingly states the obvious. I hear the record is 30.
Watch this. Cannot get disqualified in the Rumble.
Thanks for clarifying that obvious fact, although Hardcore Holly hit Daniel in the gut, not in his pewters. Pewters, that's funny.
What does that even mean?
Has passed through.
Wah, wah.
The big man.
Big man? No offense, but I wouldn't call Kenzo Suzuki a big man considering he's about the same size as Chris Benoit and just a little bigger than Eddie Guerrero. I'm just saying.
Oh, Eddie, hang on, Eddie.
Does everybody have to be in
Oh my God,
cheerleader or
Willie.
commentary? Can I go through one event without somebody cheerleading and actually doing their job properly for the entire show?
I don't know. I don't think there is.
Guerrero, that was clearly Chris Benoit who hit Edge. Eddie is on the apron with no one.
Respect for each other now, Ed.
90 seconds, my ass. It's only been 60
Yeah.
seconds since Rey Mysterio entered.
Against the champion at WrestleMania.
When you say against the champion, that makes it confusing considering there are 2 world champions in WWE right now.
Shelton Benjamin teetering.
Oh my God, you couldn't be more wrong. Shelton Benjamin isn't teetering on the rope. He's the one making Edge teeter on the rope. Good Lord, that was bad.
Last year, Triple H, Booker T.
No, it's
Two
at
scenes for that statement alone.
it's
Here's the
it's
first one.
WrestleMania
It was
20.
2005.
It's
Man, the
WrestleMania
previous
19. I
WrestleMania
also
was number
remember that when I
20 in
first watched
2004.
this match for the
Triple
first
H and Booker T's
time.
match took place at WrestleMania
An ultimate
19 in 2003,
botch.
not last year. And for the other sin in that statement, that was not the
Yeah.
main event. There was still
No
2 hours of the show
duh.
left and many matches remaining when they went on.
There were like
Eric
4
Bischoff showing up for virtually no reason
3
at all.
matches.
Get lost, Mr. GM, and let the wrestlers compete. Chris Benoit is an idiot. Teddy Long too?
Oh
Come
my
on, last thing we need
What
right
is
now
it
is
with
the general
Brandon
managers feuding
Supremacy
with
in
each
this
other. Not that
spot of the
interesting.
match?
Oh, this is why the general managers are randomly out here, so we can have a brief Survivor Series match in the middle of the Royal Rumble
Yeah,
match.
and that won't happen
Everyone in the
until
ring
later
clearly
in
doesn't like him, so why is
2005.
Muhammad Hassan wasting time posing, and why didn't he remove his headgear before entering the ring? Pre-entered post-elimination assault, which
Wait, you
ultimately
didn't
ends up
remove any
costing
since we got
Scarlett Johansson
eliminated?
his chance to compete in the Royal Rumble
Oh, okay.
match. What a shame. In some ways, I get it when Taz was rooting for the SmackDown wrestlers, but now he's showing concern about Edge
Oh
being
my
eliminated,
God.
who is part of Raw. I guess he can't make up his mind for anything around here, who to cheer for, or whether or not he should be cheering instead of calling the action.
Spinaroonie now, Book, what are you doing?
Taz would be great at Cinema Sins 2 expansion. Bad strategy to do the spin-a-rooney in the middle of the Royal Rumble match.
No duh.
See? Told you.
Yeah,
Mysterio
duh,
climbs the
actually.
rope to turn and eliminated Booker T, likely not realizing that any asshole can just shove him and he'd be eliminated too.
I think it is every man for himself.
You think it's every man for himself?
Oh my
This is
God.
literally the 18th Royal Rumble match, and you think that it's
Jeez.
every man for himself? Can't really see the action due to the spotlight being an asshole to the camera.
Wow.
Normally, when
Ooh.
Shelton leaps onto the top rope like that, he immediately jumps backwards to attack the opponent who dodged out of the way. But over here, he decides to stand there and allow himself to be eliminated by Edge. I suppose he was tired? Never liked Simon Dean, or his bag. Hell, I bet none of you guys even remember this asshole, and I wouldn't blame you if you forgot because I did too. Simon Dean's workout prior to entering the ring. Always annoying when wrestlers do that just to get out of wrestling in the ring.
Willie.
Copyright infringement upon elimination. Screw it, here's 5 cents. I don't remember why I forgot about this asshole.
Rene Dupree finding his mark, knocking down the showstopper.
JR, that's not Rene Dupree who knocked down Shawn Michaels. That's Charlie Haas. Rene is wearing purple gear and Charlie is wearing orange gear. Plus, they don't even look alike.
Rene Dupree eliminated.
Seriously, why the hell is JR confusing Charlie Haas with Rene Dupree? So many times in this match, I can easily tell who's who. Why can't JR? Mix-ups happen occasionally, but not 3 or 4 times in 1 minute. Dang, how sad. Kurt fails to win the WWE Championship, steals an entry number, and only lasts about 30 seconds in the Rumble match. Would have been a lot less humiliating if Kurt never stole the number in the first place.
Yeah.
This guy's not a superstar.
Taz complaining about Jonathan Coachman being in the Royal Rumble match. I don't blame him for that, because he's not a superstar. Well, there was a time Drew Carey was in the Rumble too, and he ain't a superstar either.
I can't wait to see that next year if you're going to send
What
2001.
dumbass would have the word coach written on his butt? That's stupid.
Yeah, that's really stupid. Just like Max Zyko's tights in December to this memo.
Elimination at the hands of a butthurt, already eliminated participant in the Royal Rumble match is always a sin.
Obviously.
Well, that doesn't mean that Shawn's elimination doesn't count, because if any wrestler can eliminate themselves, then anybody outside the ring can sadly do it. Doesn't mean it's right, but it sadly counts.
Yeah.
Shawn is clearly bleeding before Kurt could even hit him in the face with the stairs. In other words, blading, which is a sin.
Of course.
Post-elimination assault.
Oh, I'm going to throw this guy over the top. Viscera.
Taz questions whether anybody could ever eliminate Viscera, despite the fact that Viscera has been eliminated in about 100% of his Royal Rumble matches over the years.
Jeez.
I'll tell you that right now.
Man, if only Paul London zoomed in the ring faster and fell out of the ring on the other side, I would have removed a sin or 3.
Yeah, it would have been hilarious. Skip. Copyright infringement.
Violación de copyright.
Oh, never mind then. It's actually kind of funny when Chris Jericho did it in this match.
The ring and only remembered that he had it on after doing some damage. It's like he thought, oh crap, forgot to do that thing where I remove my shirt and show off my muscles.
Oh.
Dang, that was definitely one of the more brutal eliminations I've seen over the years. Removing a sin for that.
That's all-time record in Rumble matches. What 10?
Wrong. It was Hulk Hogan in 1989 who set the record with 10 eliminations in a single Rumble match. Kane broke that record in 2001 with 11. JR mixes up Rene Dupree and Charlie Haas, and now can't remember how many wrestlers Kane eliminated in 2001. Kane immediately chokeslammed everyone in his path, no questions asked, but when he turned his attention to Jonathan, let's waste time by monologuing.
Really?
Seriously? We're over 40 minutes into this Royal Rumble match. There are still a lot of wrestlers in the ring, 2 more to enter, and we're going to resort to staring contests?
Jeez.
John Cena and Rey Mysterio debating about whether or not they should team up. Wrestler is tossed out of the ring into his own manager upon elimination cliche.
Wow. Oh my god. Yeah.
That was one of the funniest failed attempts at eliminating your partner I've ever seen in the Royal Rumble match. Stare down between the final 4 or however number of participants left in the Royal Rumble cliche. And I'm rolling my eyes again. Edge eliminates Rey Mysterio and turns his back on the remaining competition, which ultimately costs him the match. Pay attention. I paid to see you wrestle and stare at each other.
Jeez.
Get him, John. Get him, Cena.
Taz is such an annoying idiot in this match. Come on here, come on there. The battles between Raw and SmackDown can really get annoying sometimes. Who would ever thought that a botched finish would have been the most entertaining part of this otherwise okay Royal Rumble match? It's quite amazing that despite the botch, both John and Dave Bautista landed on the floor at the same time.
Wow.
Well, the good thing
One
is,
of the
every
well
match
things
doesn't
that
have to
we're
feel
probably
bad
never
about
going to
John
see
as
ever
well, because
again.
I don't recall him
That
ever chanting all
chance
these
is just too
quadriceps at the
difficult
same time.
to make it happen again.
So, if we're restarting the Royal Rumble match, why doesn't the 28 previous
Yeah.
wrestlers get a second
No
chance at the match
duh.
too? Seems only fair for that to be the case instead of just the final
Yeah,
2.
oh my
Also,
god.
why are we restarting the match now, yet WWE decided to give the Rumble victory to both Lex Luger and Bret the Hitman Hart 11 years previous? And why didn't they restart that match too back in 1994?
Yeah, that makes... It's every man for himself. Oh my god.
It's every man for himself. Every man for himself. Every man for himself. It is every man for himself. It's got to be done. Every man for himself.
Jeez. Oh my god. Okay, not much, but still tolerable. Okay, so that was the Royal Rumble 2005 sins from Christian Miracle. To be quite honest, I kind of enjoyed this video. I mean, sure, he didn't give his opinions on Batista's victory, but at the same time, he was a new star, and he didn't do much other than being part of Evolution, winning the Tag Team Championships, and that's it. So, since that he's probably going to be Sydney 2006 event next week. I'm going to react to that too, since I have mixed opinions on that. Considering the fact that the Royal Rumble isn't going to be the main event. And the last time that he seen a pay-per-view that the Royal Rumble wasn't part of the main event was what Royal Rumble 2013. So to be quite honest, I mean, I'm going to react to that video if he's going to send it. And considering the fact that the Royal Rumble is coming in the next 2 weeks, there's probably nothing else for him to do other than send 2006. Anyway, I'm gonna be now Chris Miracle. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm gonna be trying my best to react to most of your sim videos in order to be part of your optimistic Sinfinity War for SummerSlam 2019. I know I'm not good at talking and speaking, but I did some collabs and I did try to speak my lines completely good for the best of my ability. And even though if I don't do a lot of wrestling material on on my channel, I still do wrestling highlights. I did the second highlights of AJ Styles' WWE Championship reign, John Cena's third championship reign, and top 5 NXT championship matches. And then next I'm going to do Gregory Helm's Cruiserweight Championship match. Now I'm going to be making a review of WrestleMania 23 in February to celebrate WrestleMania vacation or WrestleMania season. I know I don't do a lot of wrestling, but if you're interested, you can watch my review of WrestleMania 23 if you're interested, since it's one of the most underrated pay-per-views in my opinion. Anyway, I'm Lonely Fanboy 4 here, and I'll see you next time, where I review another SpongeBob special tomorrow.